just made an incredible announcement. Well, it looked like Shador Sanders has broken his silence, man. We know the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns has not really been online that much this season. Shador has definitely been locked in. Well, I'm here to tell you, he took to Twitter today to drop a profound...
Shador Sanders just broke his silence. And let's just say, this wasn't your typical, "I'm staying humble" statement. No. Shador came in hotter than Dion's pre-game sunglasses. For weeks, fans have been whispering, why isn't he playing? Well, Shador's finally speaking up. Raw, unfiltered, and maybe just a little petty. From locker room tension to coaching politics and media noise, this story has everything. So grab your popcorn, because this isn't just football anymore. It's personal. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Seriously, it helps way more than you think. Now, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns, a team that somehow turned quarterback controversy into a full-blown personality trait. The same franchise that once thought Johnny Manziel was a long-term investment is now playing musical chairs with quarterbacks, like it's a reality show called Who Wants to Waste a Franchise Talent.
Actually saying, I'm done fighting. In every way. I'm done fighting.
Waving a white flag?
I'm done fighting with the media. I'm done fighting with my coaches. I'm done fighting with Rex Ryan on Get Up. I'm done fighting with y'all on social media. I'm done fighting. Because whenever somebody brings up, like he said, like, you know, the true success is built on God and God's the one who can open all these doors, is this Shador James Jones kind of just saying, like, I'm done?
And right in the middle of this Cleveland circus sits Shador Sanders, calm, composed, and somehow way too grounded for the chaos around him. You'd think the Browns would have learned by now, but every decade, they find a golden arm, hype him to the heavens, and then somehow manage to set his career on fire, using the same old trust the process lighter fluid. But Shador, he's not lighting any torches. He's not begging for spotlight minutes or throwing sideline tantrums. He's chilling, sitting back like a man who already got the memo from the universe that says, relax, your time is coming. They just haven't read the script yet. Shador Sanders isn't just another quarterback waiting for his shot. He's the quiet storm behind the glass. The guy in the backseat on a road trip, watching someone else drive off course and knowing full well he could take the wheel and get there faster, but letting the fool at the wheel learn the hard way. While coaches argue about schemes and fit, Shador's mastering the art of divine patience, something the Browns organization couldn't spell, even if you spotted them the first 6 letters. Because this isn't just football. It's a spiritual test disguised as a season. While everyone else is counting snaps, Shador's counting blessings.
The narrative around Shador Sanders is changing. And Shador Sanders dropped a tweet yesterday, made the internet go berserk. But we're going to talk about it real quick. And I told y'all the Browns starting to switch up. Everybody getting ready for Shador. But I'm going to tell you what they're going to try. Y'all know I got that guy. Him. Mr. Sanders. Currently the backup quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Right behind Lil Dilly. You know, we got to give Dilly his respect. Because he is the starting quarterback. Only because this man, Kevin Stefanski, has a whole lot of faith in something that we just can't see.
He's not just waiting to play, he's letting God handle the playbook. And that might be the most dangerous thing for Cleveland's front office. Because how do you manage a player who refuses to let stress live rent-free in his head? He's not up at 2 a.m. chasing validation on social media. He's not dropping cryptic quotes or throwing shade. He's smiling, showing up early, training like it's game day, walking out like a man who's already seen the ending. And spoiler alert, he wins. Shador's vision doesn't stop at the 50-yard line. It stretches into destiny territory. When he talks about trusting God, it's not a slogan. It's a lifestyle. While executives run analytics on fourth downs, Shador's running faith analytics. measuring peace over panic, grace over gossip. Maybe if the front office trusted the divine, half as much as they trust spreadsheets, they wouldn't keep fumbling their future every few seasons. But Shador, he's different.
Shador, I promise you, that stadium and that team and that offense, whether it goes great or it doesn't, at very least, you're going to get the Jackson Dart effect that the Giants
you will.
had
That's a good.
in New York, where they said, all right, we got to. I believe in this guy.
You got to do it at home right now. You got a home game.
A winnable home.
A winnable home game. If Dylan do play, the crowd going to come in the game like, if Shador plays, it's going to be lit up in there.
Yeah, it will be.
You know what I'm saying?
It will be.
Defense going to come flying around. And it's the perfect time to start you a little streak.
He knows disrespect when he sees it, but he also knows when to let it slide. That's the dangerous part, because silence, when paired with undeniable skill, becomes deafening. Apparently, divine timing speaks for him. And here's the thing about the Browns. They don't know what to do with peace. They operate best in chaos. It's like a franchise tradition. The moment things calm down, they find a new way to create a storm. So when Shador walks in with that unbothered confidence, refusing to feed the drama machine, it confuses the system. Cleveland's front office thrives on emotion, controversy, and desperation. But Shador runs on something different. It's not adrenaline, it's faith. While they're overanalyzing his bench time, he's mastering patience. The kind only the spiritually undefeated understand. Because no coach's decision can override divine scheduling. And that's what scares the league most. His calm isn't just composure, it's conviction. He's sitting on that bench like a man holding a secret. Because in his mind, it's not a setback, it's setup season. Every snap he doesn't take right now, it's building anticipation. Every doubt whispered in the media, it's becoming part of the highlight reel. You can picture it dash, slow motion, warm-ups, gospel music swelling, then boom, touchdown. Destiny confirmed. Everyone pretending they believed in him the whole time. Up in the executive box, the Browns are probably hosting another strategy meeting, which in Cleveland terms means 12 people nodding in confusion.
Especially if you're not a first-round quarterback. No, if you're just a rookie.
I mean, I'd
you're
like
in a
to see
position
him
to play.
I'd like to see him have the opportunity to go through some of those reps just from the speed component to it all. I think there's an obvious advantage to that. It's going to be better than him just sitting on the sidelines. But again, this speaks to them putting all their eggs in the Dillon Gabriel basket with the idea that they think it's more valuable for Dillon to get all of them, and they just don't have enough reps.
While the owner stares at a scouting report like it's a Sudoku puzzle, they don't even realize. They've got a generational leader sitting right under their noses. But Shador's fine with that. Because when you're built on faith, you don't need a press release. You just need patience. And that patience, it's lethal. Every rep, every day he spends waiting, it's sharpening his edge. The quiet workouts, the laser focus, the smirk. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. The kind that only comes from knowing you're aligned with something. Bigger than a depth chart. The Browns are busy making depth charts. Shador's making destiny charts. They're trying to plan a season. He's trying to fulfill a calling. And when those two worlds collide, and they will, it's going to be beautiful chaos. Because at some point, talent forces recognition. You can't keep a diamond buried forever. He handles adversity like a monk in cleats. And when that happens, all the noise, all the chatter, it evaporates faster than a Cleveland playoff run. Shador's maturity isn't passive. It's power disguised as patience. He's not ignoring the politics. He's outgrowing them. Cleveland's expecting ego. He's bringing discipline. They want outrage. He's bringing scripture. They want a reaction. He's offering revelation. It's like watching chaos wrestle serenity. And serenity doesn't even break a sweat. You can feel the tension building. Coaches sensing it, reporters asking questions, fans whispering. It starts as background noise, then becomes momentum. And before the front office can issue another PR statement, the narrative flips. The guy they benched becomes the story they can't escape. That's patience. It doesn't shout. It just waits and then dominates. Eventually, they'll realize what they thought was passivity was actually a masterclass in control. Because Shador doesn't chase moments, he creates them. He doesn't need their validation because his comes from above. He knows he's exactly where he's meant to be, even when it doesn't look ideal. That's a level of maturity the NFL rarely sees, especially in a franchise where emotional stability lasts about as long as a halftime lead. So he'll wait, keep trusting, keep preparing, keep letting the chaos orbit around him. Like noise bouncing off a wall of faith, because deep down, he knows. Every storm eventually runs out of thunder. And when it does, the only thing left standing is what was grounded from the start. That's Shador Sanders. Grounded, unbothered, divinely patient, and ready. The Browns can play politics all they want. They can keep pretending their quarterback room is a democracy. But when purpose decides it's go time, it won't ask for permission. It'll just walk onto the field, strap up, and change everything. The Browns may think they're controlling the situation, but really, they're just delaying the inevitable. Because destiny doesn't do waiting lists. No matter how long they hold him back, Shador's story has already been written by someone way bigger than Cleveland. And if you've been paying attention, you already know how it ends. Not with bitterness, not with revenge, but with victory. Laced in peace, powered by purpose, and sealed with that trademark Sanders calm. While the world scrambles for answers, he's already found his in the simplest truth there is. God's got it. Cleveland's front office doesn't need another meeting. They need a spiritual awakening. Because they've spent decades chasing control, trying to outthink fate, and still ending up on the wrong side of history. You'd think by now someone would say, maybe we should stop forcing it. But no, this is Cleveland. And Cleveland never learns easy. They're still tinkering, still second-guessing it, still treating talent like a puzzle they can't solve. Meanwhile, Shador's just vibing. Peaceful, consistent, and completely unbothered. While the franchise plays chess with chaos, he's sitting at the center of it all. Calm, grounded, like a man who already knows the ending. Because when your faith is stronger than their confusion, there's no competition. You can't stress someone who's already surrendered control to something bigger. And that's the paradox of Shador Sanders. The calmer he gets, the louder his destiny speaks.